Hey everybody, it's Patty,
And Al.
your professional lovers in training. Tonight's probably going to be kind of a short night because there wasn't anything on Couples Cam tonight that was earth shattering to talk about. But there were two things that really that I keyed in on with like everybody, and the one idea was partnership. Saw a lot of partnership going on tonight, and we love that because we believe in couples being partners. No defined roles necessarily, but just everybody kind of pitching in and doing what needs to be done.
Making it happen.
Yeah, so Christine and Keith, Christine and Keith and Jamie and Beth watched our show from last week.
Even though they taped weeks ago.
But yeah, Christine and Keith apologized for being a little
terse,
in his feelings about not being included in what she was doing at the house with her dad, and he got a chance to get included, but True. I'm glad that he realized that.
But even before that, he apologized and, made amends.
So I was saying, I'm glad that he realized that his reaction was a little overboard, considering she's helping them. And she's trying to stay busy like he's busy.
Exactly.
Since she can't work. And then Jamie and Beth, Jamie felt guilty about taking over the whole room, and he did what we said he should have done in the first place, which is just
share
the room and make it, compromise and make it a guest bedroom office.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see too. Then we had a lot of baby fever going on this week between Jamie and Doug having their baby.
A whopper.
And 9 pounds. Ooh. And then
natural.
Danielle and Bobby spending almost $100 on pregnancy tests, but we understand that. I mean, we
did it a few
times. Did not do that like all at one time. Like she bought like 5 pregnancy tests.
Really?
But in our effort to get pregnant, which took us 4 years, by the way, we did end up. I thought we could buy stock in EPT, as many as we ended up getting, and only to find out that they were negative all the time.
We could have saved all of that and gone to the clinic like we did.
There you go. I mean, and that's the last thing we did when we thought we were pregnant. I was like, you know what? First of all, I was in grad school, and so we didn't have the money to be going to spend $15, $20 on a pregnancy test. So yes, we went to the clinic, and lo and behold, of course, in grad school.
Yeah.
No money,
no benefits, no nothing.
I was like, what kind of timing is this, Lord? But, it was what it was. Right, and, so we understand what that feels like, but hopefully because she's actually like kind of 2 definitely said pregnant, 2 kind of borderline, but
she knew she was pregnant.
So yay for them. And then Greg and what's her name? Greg and Deanna.
Deanna, yeah.
Greg shocked Deanna with his let's get started.
Well, he had a little scare with his mom, and the mortality thing does, it hits home when it hits. It hits when it kind of hits you hard when something possibly could have happened. And, when you're separated from family and you're not around them all the time, and you just don't know. And, you were given life, so why do you restrict from giving life?
Oh, you kind of have to feel ready.
Yeah.
Women tend to feel ready a lot faster than guys, especially when you get married older.
Yeah.
If you get married and you're over 30, then, there is a biological clock that's ticking. And, now it's a little different because women are having babies at later
Older.
ages, and people are more health conscious and all of that. So, but like when we got married, marrying age for women was 22. I was 31. So yeah, so
I was 22.
plus.
No, I wasn't.
So I understand that. So yeah, she got a good surprise when he was like, all right, let's get started.
She was giddy.
She was like, what? So kudos for them, and
OMG.
we can't wait to see how that gets started. And then Shanice and Jeffy. Shanice getting back into getting her business up and off the ground. And I understand how she felt too about being a 24/7 mom. Some people are just not cut out for
home building, or not necessarily home building,
24/7. Yeah,
that they do.
Yeah. I mean, I was one of those. I wanted to work, but I wanted to, and I think we talked about this before. I wanted to work at a job that was flexible enough for me to, be a nurturing mother and have time with my child and all that. So I'm glad that I discovered that. And now I work at home and my kid is grown. So.
And he's back.
Yeah, he's back. And then that's the other thing too. Jessica Austin, giving Jess a home graduation. We had to do that for our son who finished college he finished college in December of 2019, but was marching for the commencement and all for the whole weekend exercises. Of course, the pandemic just ruined that
for the country.
And I felt so sorry for him and all of the high school and college seniors who have been in the same boat. But hopefully the graduation that they have scheduled, the scaled down graduation that they have scheduled, will go through, and he'll be able to feel his accomplishment by being able to walk down the aisle and his regalia and stuff. But like Jessica, your master's, when I got my master's, I wasn't.
We just left.
Yeah, I didn't have to walk down the aisle
you could barely
to get
walk
my master's.
anyway.
I know, I was like 8 months pregnant. But even if I wasn't pregnant, I wouldn't have it. It wasn't that big a deal to me. So for some reason, your undergraduate degree and then maybe a doctoral degree, you feel like you have to walk down the aisle.
That's for people who are familiar with degrees.
Yeah. But for masters, I did the work, I got it. You did the work, you got it.
I wanted some pomp and circumstance for my swimming certificate.
But so yeah, we understand that too. We went through that with our son, but it's all good, and hopefully we'll be able to celebrate again in the right way. When we first started, you were going to say something about, of course you forgot, and I was saying partnership, and and the whole partnership. I think everybody showed that. I like the way that Who is the couple?
On the roof?
Yes.
Yeah.
On the roof. Their name escapes me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
Not Anthony and Ashley.
No. But anyway, she's been working. He hasn't been working because it sounds like he has his own business that kind of folded with the pandemic. But now it's starting to pick up speed as he's shifted his focus. But I like the way that she thanked him for
flipping the roles.
Yeah, flipping the roles and keeping the house clean and doing all the
cooking and
the maintenance work for the home that she hasn't been able to do. And I love his attitude with that. Just jumping in and
partnership.
Yes, and doing it because he he could see how that's helping her
Mm-hmm.
and help them. And I think it's important, even when your partner is doing things that need to be done,
Mm-hmm.
it's still nice to say thank you.
True.
And it's still nice to hear thank you, so that your partner knows that you see the value that he or she is putting into whatever they're doing.
True.
And not taking it for granted. So I tend to do that, I think, when he, picks up a pan and decides to try to cook, or, when he puts the dishes in the dishwasher, or whatever the case may be. It's just, an acknowledgement of thank you for doing that. And just that small little acknowledgement can go a long way.
True. I thank her for every meal she cooks because she's talented.
Yeah. Thankfully, I can cook a little bit. They don't starve.
Thankfully.
So, with that, I think we hit on everybody. Ashley, started back to work.
Yeah.
Which
She's
is
excited just to have something to do, and
Mm-hmm.
family business. Not knowing where it can end up or where it was going. Just to be able to know that you're at least contributing to what has been in your family for almost 20 years, and more than likely it would probably be handed down to her anyway. But it was a situation where I'm sure it was a relief just to know that people were willing to patronize her business and whatnot and show their face, and they could provide a service, to their community.
And Anthony was at home with the daughter.
Yes.
Hey.
Keeping her awake just for mommy to come home.
There you go. But again, that partnership, that, give and take, and just jumping in and doing what needs to be done at the time is awesome. Because it takes a lot of pressure off of each other when, you feel like you're in it together and you're handling it together. And that's awesome.
It is.
So,
it is.
Anything else?
No, I think that covered it. I think it was a good narrative, partnership.
Yeah.
And that's what the union is all about. The unity of being together, choosing someone that you want to share your life with. It's not just for a particular reason. It's for life.
And especially when you're going through rough times like this pandemic. And even though a lot of our states have, eased the restrictions, unfortunately, numbers are still going up.
Exactly.
So please don't think that the COVID-19 is over. You take responsibility for your own safety and think about keeping others safe as well. True. It's not just about you. It's about all of us. But we do have to take our own health into our hands, because there's no guarantee that anybody else really cares, which is sad, but that's the truth. Yeah. So we're telling you to be safe, look out for you, and look out for others in your family, because this thing is real. Right. And we don't want it to impact anybody, but definitely none of the people who watch us every week. True. So with that, we say peace.
Be safe and enjoy.
And we'll see you next week.